My name is Kemi Owolabi. Many people have called me KDO, Kemi, depending on what phase of my life you showed up. So I am a civil engineer by profession. I am married with 2 boys and many other kids around the world that call me mom, and I have the privilege of calling children. I've had about now, let's say 22 years in the industry. And when I say industry, I mean the engineering industry. I'm a project management professional. I am a registered engineer in Nigeria and in Canada. I've got the PNG, I've got the MNSC, I'm currently registered. I also am a product owner, certified product owner. I'm also a Scrum trainer, certified Scrum trainer. But one thing I found out over the years is, much as I enjoy, building things, seeing the landscape change, seeing the world we live in get better by virtue of infrastructure being built, I've realized that for all my projects, it's been about the people I work with. I started out as a geotechnical engineer, actually. And then all of a sudden you realize that my drillers, I'm asking them questions, they're telling me about their families, and I'm asking, why is that kid not in school? Why are you not doing better with your children? Things like that. That's been the hallmark of my life. Trying to encourage people and help them get better, live better lives. So, and I just realized that while it's cool to be an engineer, to be a project manager, it's what I find fulfillment in is helping people, encouraging people, challenging people to be a better version of themselves, to be a masterpiece. So that's it in a nutshell. That's a $1 million question. I decided to immigrate because I have been blessed to first travel outside of the country. Then I had my master's in the United Kingdom. And I just I've always been one person that loved order. I love the order and the predictability that the Western world offered. And I couldn't let go. It was just too strong a pull for me. So I just figured I've always longed for order and predictability in my life. And obviously I tilted toward the Western world, and I just told myself, okay, you got to do this. And here we are. Well, maybe being an engineer, I did a lot of research, and I found out that there were job opportunities, particularly Canada. And I got drawn to that. And I expected that, oh, come on. I mean, how hard can it be? I had 2 masters, one from the University of Lagos and one from Cardiff University in the UK. So, and then I had experiences, my engineering experience under my belt. I was a registered engineer in Nigeria, Korean registered, a member of Nigerian Society of Engineers. So I assumed, I imagined that I was going to get here, like you get to the airport and, the limousine drivers, the cab driver, they will have your name like on a cardboard. So I almost envisaged that, the companies, the businesses I would land and they would be at the airport with my name, not literally, but something like that. I'm like, oh, Kemi, come work for us. Kemi, come work for us. KDO, we want you. So I expected that within a very short while, I would get a job, my family would be settled, everybody would be fine, and life would be good. So that was my expectation. I expected that I would get a job, buy a house, just that things would happen. My impression after 1 month was that, oh my world, there is work to be done. Like immigration is just different from integration. And like I always say now, that was when I got that impression, like immigration and integration, opposite sides, different sides of the same coin, right? So having immigrated and now immigration was over, I realized that. And I was like, oh my God, now it's time to integrate into the system. And integration was more than just getting a job, finding a place to live. It was a whole lot of other stuff I didn't realize. So I realized that I had my work cut out for me. If you're going to get a job, you've got to look for it. You've got to find those connections. You've got to do whatever you need to do to be able to get where you need. Nobody was going to knock on your door with a job. No landlord was going to knock on your door with a house. You've got to go out there, get up and look for stuff if you want things, if you want to get anything done. Number one, you cannot over prepare. I found that out fast and quick. You could not be over prepared for the integration phase. I mean, again, being who I am, I had researched, I had looked for information, I had attended, seminars about what to expect when you get to Canada. So much so that after the first week, I enrolled myself into a 3 weeks workshop. It was called, what was it? Career Bridge. So it helped you to understand the difference between the Canadian system and, I mean, where you're coming from, what the expectation is in the workforce. So I did all of that, but I still felt like I didn't quite understand the gravity of what I was getting myself into. Like I didn't feel like I prepared enough. So maybe I should have done better, like invested time. I mean, the immigration process took a while, over a year. So maybe I should have, if immigration took a year, integration preparation should have like equaled that. But again, now that what do they say? Hindsight is 2020. Now I realize that, yeah, when I was starting the immigration process, because you weren't sure where you was going to land, whether you're going to get the PR or not, so you couldn't commit to trying to find out about where you were going. But I honestly encourage people to do that now. You need you just need to prepare. You can't over prepare. You need information. You need to understand the culture, the weather. Where do you find? I mean, you just need to get ready. My impression after 1 year. After 1 year, I realized that by this time I had met with a lot of people, tried a lot of things. Luckily for me, it was at that point I got my first engineering job. So it was a different level of challenges that I faced at that 1 year mark. But the thing though is you need mental preparedness. I realized that you need to be mentally tough to be able to handle everything life was going to throw at you. The daily challenges as they came, and to be able to overcome all of those things and not be despondent. So I realized quickly that, like everything in life, you just got to fight for it. The Canadians too. I mean, I know a lot of people have a lot of ideas, but I honestly believe that even they graduate from school, they don't see it at home. You want a job, you've got to get up, go look for it. You've got to knock on doors, you've got to ask for interviews, you've got to ask for informational interviews, you've got to network with people. They do the same. So what gives us the impression that because we are immigrants, because I've got 2 masters, people are going to come knocking at my door? No. You've got to get up, you've got to make friends, you've got to interact with people, you've got to improve yourself on a daily basis. I'm proud, honestly, I am proud of a lot of stuff. But the one thing I am most proud of is that I have not only been able to successfully integrate, I have been able to impact other people, assist people, help people, encourage people, be their cheerleader, telling them that it's going to be okay. You've got to just keep pressing. So the one thing I am very proud of is my ability to help new immigrants, my giving up myself to just be there, be the listening ear, be the sense of, the voice of reason sometimes, So I'm really, really proud of the little work I've been able to do with the non-governmental agencies and with the Successful Immigrant itself as a company. That gives me great joy. I really find fulfillment in that. TSI, Successful Immigrants, it was born out of my passion and desire to help, to assist new immigrants, newcomers to Canada. So I realized with working with some of these non-governmental agencies and then picking up people as, mentoring and assisting and encouraging, I realized that there was a lot to be done. There were so many people that became immigrants and did not understand the other side of the coin, which is the integration part. One of the most interesting one is somebody actually immigrated. It's one of the stories in my book, and people would think, oh, it's just a story. No, most of the stories, names have changed, but they are actual real life experiences. This guy came with his family, so it was not a young boy by any standard, but he didn't realize that he needed a SIN number. So he actually applied for a job. He got a job. So after the interview, and we're asking him to fill forms, you need a SIN number because this is the number that represents you wherever you go. It's just a unique number identifier for you. And without that, you really can't do anything. So he didn't realize he needed the SIN number. And I was like, oh my God, my heart literally bled for him because he lost that opportunity. And one opportunity lost, I mean, it will never come back. You have to, again, get out there and start trying. So in working with people, I just realized that there's so much to be done. And if we don't help, immigrants don't help immigrants, who's going to help them? That's why I love this hashtag so much. Immigrants helping immigrants, people helping people. If you've fallen by a hurdle, you need to get up and help people behind so that they don't fall at that same spot. You need to be able to give back to the society, to the community. So that's how the Successful Immigrant was born, out of that passion, out of that desire to assist, to help, to mentor, to coach newcomers, new immigrants. And I also realized that we need each other. We need each other. We need those listening ears. We need somebody that can just listen to you sometimes, just so that you can talk. So that's how the Successful Immigrant came to be. And I just figured, okay, instead of reaching one person at a time, what about if I have a book that anybody can pick and read, and it can better prepare them for what is on this side of the divide? What if that makes a difference? And I was like, okay, why not? Ironically, in writing the Successful Immigrant, a number of people have also reached out to me that are not even coming to Canada, immigrants to the UK, to Australia, to the US. And they're like, so will this book be of any use to us? And I'm like, so the book has many parts. Of course, the part one is Canada specific, but the other parts of the book, anybody that's moving into a Western world can pick it and find value, gold in it. So, and like they say, the rest is history. So here we are, doing what we love to do best. You've got to believe. You've got to protect your mind. Your mind is going to be your number one asset. You've got to guard it. There will be challenges, for sure. There will be twists and turns. Absolutely. People will tell you different kind of tales. They will come at you with their experiences. But you've got to believe that you will be successful. You've got to believe that you didn't leave your homeland for nothing. You've got to believe that the universe will align in your favor. At the end of your story, you will become the successful immigrant.